Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'm just going off the rip. I don't know what to talk about. I'm kind of out of ideas. Lately, I've been kind of wanting to quit. Kind of. I surely won't quit. I've been doing this for way too long to quit, but I do believe that it's kind of like overish for me in terms of like still wanting to pursue this career. I feel like I'm just gonna. I love how like I have a friend Firo. I met him through my streams, and he said make your own jam, don't make it for everybody else, because you can't compete with the people that sell the jam really cheaply, and they make it like with all of a lot of chemicals and like very processed stuff. Your local stuff cannot outdo that competition, which I agree with. I will I honestly kind of pseudo gave up on this. I'm just going through the motions lately, and I could have seen it in my art. I could have seen in the fact that I was basically forcing myself to draw. I feel like I've gotten back from that. I feel like a slow mentality shift has been helping me get through that, because I was like always expecting a reward. And the problem is like before I used to pester my friends, like sending them messages and stuff like that. And I used to be really annoying. Like I used to send like, "Oh, this is my drawing. Go right there," another, and now I've just been thinking of doing this for you to YouTube. I don't want to pester anybody else. To be frank with you, I think that it's pointless pursuing an art career. The reason why is because the art community is very niche, very small, and even the thing that isn't niche, it's most likely anime community or anime style. Think about the most popular art creators. They're like Sam Does Arts, or what was his name, Ross Draws. Yeah, Ross Draws. uh if you are a digital artist, it's really difficult. And I honestly think that it's stupendous. uh, I feel like it's unfair. I don't want to sit here and complain, but I feel like it's unfair. I like look at an artist that like literally like is an incredible artist, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of, I don't think it's like plausible the number, I'm exaggerating, but you get what I mean. Lots of hours dedicated to it, and they get barely no recognition. And here I am in like 5 years deep into my art career, and I'm saying this in quotations. You can't see the air quotes that I'm doing, but I feel like that's stupendous to expect any kind of reward if those people aren't getting a reward. And I feel like always I wanted to sell my personality. I don't think that will happen. um Honestly, I try to stream, nobody joins, and of course nobody joins. I edit a video, I put a lot of effort into a video, it gets under 40 views, which is like, okay, was the worth for it then? And yeah, I know I'm complaining, but this is my art account. Okay, this is where I complain. Anyway, it's hopefully it will get better. Hopefully I'll be able to deal with it mostly. It's just that for my entire life I used to be like really uncaring. I used to be like, oh, I do not care what happens as long as I can do my art. I do not care what happens as long as I can enjoy my hobbies. I can watch movies, I can enjoy storytelling, I can whatever artsy shit I was doing. And the thing is like where I'm from, artsy people aren't really respected. Where I'm from, you're either a homosexual or a woman if you're into artsy stuff. So it's like, people are really like Neanderthal like mindset. Not to blame them. I love my country, but for any of y'all wondering, it's Romania. I get this question on live so much that I swear to God, if I've thought about putting a Romanian flag behind me, so that you see it every time somebody asks me. I'm just pointing to it, and with how smart people are, I'm expecting them to be like, "Oh, is that an LGBTQ plus flag?" or some gamers to like comment, "Put that shit down, little bro." You know how people are. Mm. Anyway, I've decided to practice more. I decided to practice more to stop trying to perform for the camera, basically, because before I used to make my art to get the result. Now I just wanna practice. The thing is like if you constantly try to go through the entire motion, you will not You will not master the first few steps, which are the most important, the sketching. That's what I'm gonna focus on. I also had ChatGPT analyze what I do, and it gave me some pointers. For example, I need to work on my clothing. The anatomy that I do is off, even though I always blame it on the fact that, oh, it's hurried, or like I have a really free way of doing this. I have a really free way of doing this, but a streamlined, free, not so streamlined, a free. I keep mumbling over myself. I have a free process basically, like I just do, you know. Uh, a lot of people will tell you, oh, don't start with outlines, you know. But I'm the type of person, I literally do that, you know. You start in the beginning as a beginner doing all outlines, and then people tell you, oh, don't do that, you need to do a sphere, and then you need to da da da. And then I literally went back to outlines. I just watched a nice lady do like a John Singer Sargent painting demonstration, and I literally saw her. She was literally doing what I was doing, which is my favorite way of sketching. Is just roughly using angular lines to roughly make out the shape of the head or the silhouette. And using angular lines helps you judge distance way more. If you do a flowish line, you won't judge distance that well, you know. So that's why you always do angular sharp lines. And the nice lady did literally that with the John Singer Sargent study. And John Singer Sargent is like, if I wanted to if I wanted to duplicate uh, some artist's skill and put it in myself, I would want his portraiture, like actually, and his brush control. Like his brush control is immaculate. I listened to Marco Bucci. He was like, "Oh, do watercolors." I started doing watercolors, but for me, it's low-key so annoying waiting for the watercolors to dry. I'm really skibidi toilet mindset, you know, like move. By the way, I don't watch skibidi toilet. It's just a saying that I have with like my bros. Okay, it's like skibidi toilet mindset, you know, brain rot. You just move, do like a Russian army. You know, you just go straight. And I can't, like, for me it's exhausting to wait for the things to dry. Even though I have a few good paintings with like watercolor. And by good paintings, I mean like passable, in my own opinion. Most of them are just, yeah, you know what I mean. Watercolor is such. I can understand why people say to do it. It's like I don't know. It's like if you know how to use a unicycle, or if you know how to. You know how to ride your bicycle without hands, then you will definitely be able to ride it with your hands on the fucking steering, or what is it called. You know, so that's how watercolor feels like. Actually, it makes you way more methodical. It makes you way more strategic in your brushstrokes. And I can understand how John Singer Sargent did that, and it was one of his training, because he's so he's so conservative with his brushstrokes, you know. You can literally count the amount of brushes on his painting. And I want to do that. I want to learn how to do that, and that's going to take a long time, which is not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty to show you how I sketch like I don't know, 10 drawings, 10 portraits. I don't even finish them. It's not pretty to show you whatever, like trying new things is not pretty. But this is a band-aid that I have to rip off now. I've had a few of these phases, learning perspective, going into portraiture. That one was the worst, by the way. Like going from a full background artist to going to portraiture was really difficult, and now I mostly do portraits. I barely do any backgrounds, because I found the challenge endearing. I am a competitive person. The challenge for me is very endearing. I play Mortal Kombat, Marvel Rivals, you know, I love the challenge. So the portraits have been itching that need, you know what I mean. And yeah, I need to get, like, this is the thing, right? If it's like if I had a hyperbolic time chamber, I would get inside of it, and I would need to practice like so many such stuff. It's like it's never enough, you feel me. And also I feel like I waste so much time. I just waste too much of my time. Like, for example, I do not have patience for anything. And I don't know why my display went dark. Anyway, ignore that. Ignore that. It was just a scare. I waste so much time, and I also am. I cannot stand just raw drawing. I don't know why. I either have to have music, or I have to have, like, I don't know, like a Netflix show, or like a YouTube video in the background. I just cannot stand doing it like raw. It's because, I don't know. I have like a few, not back problems, but I have like, my back doesn't feel good whenever I'm drawing. I'm gonna fix that, but not soon. But it's annoying because after like 20 minutes I get back pain, and it's like, okay, now what do we do? And if I have something distracting me, I have, I don't know, I'm drinking like a no sugar beverage, to like get like dopaminergic hit. Then I look at, I don't know, Dexter or something. That's what I'm rewatching, the Dexter for the third time in the background. And I also have the drawing there. I focus on the drawing, and so much of my RAM, of my actual memory, and my conscious, like, mind is used on that stuff, that I don't focus on like back pain. I don't focus on uh, the skibidi toilet brain around. You know what I mean? And yeah, I need to deal with that. I need to deal with that. Anyway, I don't know what to say. I would love some ideas. I would love some ideas. I had a viewer ask if I can do composition. I did a composition video after 2 or 3 months, and it was because I never really do like stuff that is compositionally difficult. I just do backgrounds that are like simple with no figures, and I also do portraits, which are also simple in terms of composition. So I waited to do like a drawing with like like something that is compositionally difficult. I never did that, so I just talked about it. The thing is like, I have the objective knowledge. I can still give you pointers on stuff, even if I do not actively participate in it. It's like, that saying on TikTok, the coach never plays. Basically, I wouldn't call myself a coach, but you know what I mean. It's The thing is like, this like art stuff is like really tricky, because you never know what you should have practiced, only in retrospective you can look. Or like, for example, I look back and I say, I did a really good job that I went for portraiture. I did a really good job that I went for perspective. I learned perspective really, 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 really early. It was like the first things that I learned, and I am grateful that I learned it. A lot of people were like, oh my god, perspective is so difficult, just to stroke their own egos. I'm telling you, nothing in art is difficult. It's just knowledge. And the thing is like, all of these are just tools that will make it seamless, make it easier. It's not difficult, it's easy if you learn it. It's like, imagine not having any kind of knowledge about perspective and me telling you to do a cityscape. Huh, you wouldn't be able to. But now that you have knowledge of perspective, you can do it. Imagine I would pick a random, like, background artist, even though their brush strokes, their brush control is on par, but I would tell them, draw a human figure. I would give them pen and paper and do a human figure. The skills, yes, the hand-eye coordination and the all of that stuff, the visual knowledge, it's there. But the problem is, you don't have the knowledge, the objective knowledge of like knowing, oh, this is the cupid's bow. The cupid's bow goes like that. Then this is how the I don't know. I'm just giving you like random pointers. There are like random landmarks that you have on the face, for example, which I always use to like pinpoint stuff. There are lots of methods of doing this. Like, you used to have like grandmasters of old that would take string and put a weight at the end of it and put it next to their reference, which you usually used to be an actual person. Let the string hang so they can see a straight vertical line and how the angles are compared to that vertical line. That's to help hand-eye coordination. There's negative space. There's so much there, that way, 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 way too much that you can talk about. And all of these are tools that people before you had to learn, and I've learned a lot of them. I still have stuff to learn, but I feel like most of my learning now is needed in actual, excuse me, oh my god, actual practice. Like, I need to actually practice. This is the thing, right? And I feel like I've been falling off because I've been doing like my gaming channel. I've been going to the gym. I've been editing a lot on that gaming channel, and I feel like I've let this sag. I feel like I've let the art sag, and I feel like the reason I've been letting it sag behind is because uh, it just doesn't feel as rewarding anymore. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel as rewarding anymore. And I feel like I've been doing it lately just for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? And now I'm trying to pick it up again. I don't know if I start to feel like that again, I'm just gonna take a 1 week intentional break. Courtesy to ChatGPT for telling me that. It's like ChatGPT has been really helpful. He's like a pseudo therapist, and not a therapist, but you can look at your actions in retrospective if you talk to the if you talk to the AI, because the AI will not judge you, and people usually have their own biases. Even though the AI has biases, I prefer the AI's biases over other people's. So I know many of y'all will call me crazy for this, but ChatGPT told me, and I agree, that maybe you need to take an intentional break, or you need to switch back to. This is what I used to do: is I would get sick of digital, I would go back to watercolor, and this is. I'm literally, after I finish this recording, which I am like, this is one streamlined recording. After I finish this recording, I am rendering this straight to watercolor. I need to pick that up again, because oh no, I miss it. I low-key miss it. I low-key miss having the actual paints in front of me. I low-key miss having something that is physical to show people, oh, there it is. And even though I practice on in a sketchbook, I feel like the sketchbook is a place of like intimacy, of just doing whatever. It's like a place where you don't show off. And I want to go back to the watercolors, which are gonna itch that competitive nature of mine. Anyway, I'm gonna dip, because now I'm really in the mood for some watercolors. Take care of yourself and have a nice day.